Timotab, and today I'm going to solve Social Butterfly by James Sinclair. This is from Artisanal Sudoku, volume 177, and it is the easier one of the free puzzles, and I highly recommend looking at Artisanal Sudoku if you have not done so already. A link to this puzzle will be the first link in the description if you'd like to try it for yourself. And I will also link to Artisanal Sudoku, which is James's weekly newsletter, in the description as well. With that, let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we're going to place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every box. Dynamic fog. Correctly placed digits clear fog from their own cell and possibly other cells. So if I correctly determine that this were a 5, then it would clear fog in that cell, and it might clear some fog somewhere else. Okay, cages. The sum of the digits inside each cage is equal to the small number in the top left corner if given, and digits cannot repeat within a cage. So those two digits will sum to 17, those will sum to 16. Digits in cells separated by a black dot have a 1:2 ratio, so presumably we'll find some black dots around the grid. They'll be on the border between two cells, and one digit will be double the other. Okay, I am now going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. Well, the only way to make 16 in 2 digits is with 7 and 9, and the only way to make 17 in 2 digits is with 8 and 9, but this can't be a 9 because of the 7-9 pair there, so that must be an 8, and that must be a 9. Okay. A 10 cage can only be made with 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this 9 and 8 are looking down, so this 9 and 8 can't go in there. They must go in these two cells, but 9, along with 7 and 5, is useful to know, cannot go on a black dot. If I halve 5, 7, or 9, I don't get an integer, and if I double 5, 7, or 9, I get a number that is larger than 9, which is the highest digit in a standard Sudoku. So 9 and 8 between them go in these two cells. This must be the 8, this must be the 9, and then this must be a 4. Okay, so with 5, 7, and 9 not on black dots, the options are either the 3, 6 pair, or from the 1, 2, 4 set. The 1, 2, 4, 8 set, I should say. Powers of 2. Now, I can't use 3 and 6 here because if I put 3 there and 6 there, and then what digit would that be? There's no 12 available. So it has to be from the 1, 2, 4, 8 set. But if I have 1, 2, 4 there, then I'll have 5 digits, or 5 cells, using only 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this must be 2, 4, and 8, and the 4 must be in the middle. That puts a 2 and an 8 like that. And that now looks down, removes 2 from those, and makes that a 2. Great. 14 can be 9 plus 5, neither of which can go on a black dot, or 8 plus 6. This 8 tells us which way round. That's the 8, that's the 6, and then that must be the 3 on the black dot. Okay. Let me ponder. Okay, we either have 1, 5, or 2, 4 there. And then we have either 1, 4, or 2, 3. That can't be a 4, so that can't be a 1. And let us think. Okay, I've actually spotted something over here that I think is useful. This is 2, 4, and 8. And this is 2, 4, and 8. So where we have actually got something called roping. So these 3 digits, where do they, given that they are the same as these 3 digits, where do they go in this box? They can't go there by sudoku, they can't go there by sudoku, so they must go here. So that makes these a 2, 4 pair. You can colour that orange as well. Now these 3, they can't go here by sudoku, they can't go here because they aren't 8, 2, and 4, so they must go here and here. So let's colour those in teal, and then these are all the same. And let me colour those in green. So I can put a 1, 3 pair there. I can put 5, 7, and 6 in my green. 9, well, 1, 3, and 9 in there, and I can remove the 3 from there. I can remove a 6 and a 7, so that's a 5. Now, this 2, 4 is particularly useful because this 6 is either 1, 5 or 2, 4. Well, if this were a 2, 4 pair, then that would have no fill. So that is 1, 5. That removes a 1 from there. Oh, I must have mistyped trying to remove the 3 and added a 4 instead by accident. That is not 9. Okay. So where does 3 go in this box? It can't go along there, so it must go into one of those 2. That eliminates the 2, 3 option from this 5 cage. So that must be 1 and 4, which was not as helpful as I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. Aha! That 4 is going to now go into one of those 2. That eliminates the 4 from there, making that a 2 and making that a 4. And indeed, that was helpful. That uncovered these. I think I am going to remove the colouring so we can see the fog clearing a little better. All right. So 4 plus 5 is what makes 9. All right, and we have a black dot up here. Let us think. Let's finish off the pencil marks. So this digit cannot be 1 or 4. So that digit cannot be a 2. It can't be a 3 either. So it's either 2, 6, or 8. If this is 2, this would be 1 or 4. If this was 8, this would be 4. And if it was 6, that'd be 3. So that's 1, 3, or 4. And all of a sudden, I feel like I am missing something. I am indeed. That 1 is looking across here. That's a 3, and that's a 1. And that gave me nothing. Okay. Okay. None of those is a 5. That puts 5 in one of those 4 cells. But the 5 that's in one of those 4 cells, plus the one of the 5s there, is all the 5s I expect to use in columns 2 and 3. So therefore, there is a 5 in one of those 2. This 2 is looking across here. This is a 2-3 pair now. That eliminates 2 from there, which eliminates 1 from there. So we've got a 2-3 pair, a 1-5 pair, and a 7-9 pair. So we've got 4, 6, and 8 in here. And that is not a 4. We also have a 6-8 pair now. That's useful to note. But this 6 is looking across here to give me a 7 there and a 6 there. Okay. So in this column, we are missing 5, 7, and 9. So that is 7 or 9. That is 5 or 7. That is 5, 7, or 9. Okay, we have an 8 in one of those two. This 8 is looking across. That is a 2. That is an 8, which makes this a 6 and this a 3. That 6 makes this 8. So these are from 1, 5, and 9. Okay. What am I missing now? 4 in one of those 3 is a 1 in one of those. There's an 8 in one of those 2 by Sudoku. Okay. There's not a whole lot to look at because that's the thing with fog is that I only have the clues that are available to me. So what am I missing? Okay, 3 is not there. 3 is in one of those 2. I don't see how that helps. 1 in one of those 3. There's a 4 in one of those 3. All right, this 6-3 is looking across. I can't see it for looking. There we go. And that is a 12 clue, and I can't put a 1 in a 12 clue. So that's where the 1 goes. So my 12 could be 9, 5, except it can't. Could be 8, 4, except it can't. Could be 7, 5, and in fact is 7, 5 because it can't be 6, 6. So that is 5 and 7. That is a 6. That is a 7. This gives me a 2 and a 3, and the 3 can't go here. So that's a 3, that's a 2. On this black dot, that must be a 6. That's 6, makes this 4 and this 6. Five can't go in any of those by Sudoku, so it must go there. That makes this 7, 8, and 9. So these 3 digits are 2, 8, 9. And that one is not an 8. And this is 3, 4, 6. So that's a 4. And that is a 3, 6 pair. Okay, now to find the next digit that has been staring me in the face for the past 10 minutes. So that's 6, eliminates a 6 from there. Right. 4 in this column must go in one of those two, and this 4 tells me which one. So that's a 4. That is now 8 or 2, but I already have a 2 in the column. So that's an 8. So now 1 must go in one of those two. That makes that 5, and that one a 1. That is not 8. That is the 8 in the box. Okay. Where does 1 go in this column? The only place for it is there. That makes that a 1. That's not. On this black dot, this has to be a 2. This now has to be a 4. And that is a 9 cage, making this 5. That gives me a 7 here and a 5 there. And then this is 2 or 9 to complete the column. That 5 looks across. That is a 7. In this row, we still need a 9 and a 2. And that can't be a 2, so that's a 9. That is a 2. This is 5, 7, or 9, except that's a 5, 7 pair, so this is a 7 or 9. Sorry, 5, 7, 9 triple. 5 is definitely there. That's 7 or 9. These three digits are 3, 7, and 6. Okay, and this one is not a 3. This 9 removes a 9 from there. We get to remove a 2 from here. We remove a 9 from there. Four in this row. Oh, in this row. Can't go here, must go here. This is now a 1, 2, or a 3, but is not a 2. So that is a 1 or a 3. That gives me a 1, 3 pointing pair over here. That's a 2. That's a 3. That makes this 9, 1, and 3, and a 1, and a 5, and a 9. We have 2, 8. Hang on, no, that 9 makes that a 2, and that a 9. And then we have an 8, 7 pair there, which I don't think is resolved just yet. Okay. This 9 is making that an 8, and that a 2. That 8 makes this 7, this 8. That completes our final box. And although it has no number in the corner, digits cannot repeat within a cage. I meant final cage. Well, probably final cage. There could be another one over here, but I doubt it. So 5, 6 means that that is 7, and that is 3. That makes that 6, and that 3. That is 6 to complete the box. I now get a 5 here, a 6 here. The 5 looks back over here. That is a 7, making this 9. This 5. This 7 looks down. I get a 9 there, a 7 there, a 9 there, and a 7 there. That is a lovely foggy puzzle. Social butterfly because you're flitting from one part of the grid to the next. And I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much to James for setting it, and go check out his artisanal Sudoku. If you enjoyed this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.